Hey guys, and welcome to my review of the shitstorm that is Friday the 13th, the game. This poorly coded, fraught with issues Dead by Daylight wannabe was released May 26, 2017, developed by iPhonic and later handed over to Black Tower Studios. As you would imagine, this is a multiplayer survival game based in the Friday the 13th universe. It supports up to 8 players, 7 of which play as camp counselors, and 1 of which is randomly selected to play as Jason. As a fan of the film series, I initially felt excited about the release of this game, thinking it would be this incredibly well-produced and atmospheric horror game that would have me sinking hours and hours of precious time into. But sadly, it's proved to be as lackluster, predictable and dodgy as some of the later films in the series. This was one of the only franchises I know that didn't join the Dead by Daylight character list. Dead by Daylight being a 5-player survival game featuring many great killers and monsters from films through the years. Jason's character was absent from that list, its legal owners not wanting him to join the ranks of Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger and Leatherface in Dead by Daylight. With such an audacious holdout, I figured the Friday the 13th game was really going to blow my socks off. It was going to be its own thing and blow everyone else out of the water. Or so I thought. Actually nah, I knew this was probably going to stink and it did.
I can't get out.
There are just so many issues with this game I don't know where to begin.
Well, thank you, game.
After waiting for up to an hour in matchmaking queues because of a lack of player base, you finally spawn into the world and get ready for the action. If you have the fortune to be birthed into this shit world as a camp counselor, you'll spend most of your time running around in the dark, desperately trying to manage your stamina bar in a tedious search for a series of objective items. As a counselor, your objective is to escape, which I found myself kinda stalling off, because the sooner you escape the level, the sooner you're out of the game and back in the 1-hour queue, wondering why you're unemployed and wasting your time on this absolute crap. The win conditions for camp counselors are as follows. You can run around and find car parts to repair a car and try to drive off in it. You can do the same for a boat and its components. You can call the police and run around in the dark until they arrive.
Hello?
Or you can kill Jason.
Oh God, please! Oh God, help us! Jason's real! Please help us!
I know this all sounds enthralling and exciting and potentially immersive, but instead it just feels like a banal car repair walking simulator that was created as an afterthought to make some extra money for the franchise. You'd think a franchise of such popularity would be able to spring a few bucks to make the game actually good, but it ends up feeling like a Make-A-Wish Foundation wish on a budget. If I was a sick kid whose final request was to play Friday the 13th the game, and I got this garbage, I'd be on my hands and knees begging for the Reaper to whisk me away from this poorly conceived crap. If you're lucky enough to spawn in as Jason, you end up dutifully running around in the dark, watching camp counselors jump in and out of windows to avoid you. It's so tiresome. The game is so dark, to the point of it being a hindrance. You have flashlights but they suck, the field of view is so close that you feel like you're playing a console game on a CRT TV. The objectives are the same every time, and there's not even any satisfaction in finishing them because the game bugs out so often. But come to think of it, the bugs really make the game worth playing in some weird retarded way. I played a game recently where the police were called. We ran to the exit to escape, and the camera just completely fried out and orientated wrong. This destroyed any possibility of a theatrical movie-like moment. I couldn't stop laughing. This game is 5 years old and the camera can't get its shit together. You'd think this sort of stuff would have at least been fixed in the first year of its release. There's also been numerous times when I've been killed as a counsellor, but it's too dark to see Jason performing his fatality on me. So neither the killer nor yourself can enjoy the gore you deserve from losing. This is just abysmal. If the game can't offer violent money shots or stable camera work, what's it worth? And we haven't even gotten to the worst part yet. The game has been in a kind of development hell due to a lawsuit between screenwriter Victor Miller and director Sean Cunningham. Sean Cunningham being an ex-softcore porn director and Victor Miller being Mr. Entitled, this was never going to end well.
He was making little movies. There was a film he made called Together, and it starred Marilyn Chambers, who went to the local high school. It was a marital aid film for couples who were trying to strengthen their marital bond as it would be in the bedroom.
On June 11th, 2018, Gun Media announced that it had cancelled all future content updates including DLC for the game, citing a dispute between Cunningham and Victor Miller over rights and ownership of the original film as making it unfeasible now or in the future. If there was any doubt about more content being released, this has totally fucking removed it. And to add insult to injury, on November 10th, 2020, the dedicated servers were reverted to peer-to-peer matchmaking due to Gun Media not making enough money from the game. Friday the 13th game's player population is filled with a cliquey group of autistic and fiercely devoted fans who will wait in queues indefinitely and repair broken cars at the expense of paying the bills in real life. If you challenge any of these people or ask about the lawsuit, they will come at you like a rabid dog. It's not uncommon to see one of these players with 6,000 hours of in-game time. I know, my eyes roll to the back of my head too. How much enjoyment can one individual get from fixing car parts in the dark over and over again? Someone once said to me, if they weren't spending their time doing this, they might well be doing a school shooting. And I think that's pretty fair. So at least we can take some solace in the fact these people are somewhat cordoned off into perpetual boat and car repair in a virtual world far away from innocent children. So what's the verdict? Is this game worth playing? It's a resounding yes from me. If you've got money, time, patience and sanity to burn, I think it's worth taking a trip to the Steam store and paying 21 Australian dollars for this crap. Can you believe that this game was $40 US when it came out? Imagine the buyer's remorse. There's people out there still fixing broken cars in the dark years later, not accepting that it's a sunk cost. The most fun I got out of this game was discussing the ins and outs of the lawsuit whilst waiting in an empty lobby with a friend who was trying to defend the game by stating, at least there's jiggle physics and some cosmetic DLC. I laughed till I cried talking about how they should rename the game Lawsuit Simulator or Jason Goes to Court. It pretty much killed that friendship. The lobby wait time would have driven a wedge between us anyway. If I suddenly go missing or something happens to me after this video is published, assume the franchise lawyers have sent their Hollywood goons after me. Oh well, I'm going to leave it at that guys, and put this game back where it belongs, in the hidden section of my Steam library. As always, thanks for tuning into my video, and a big thank you to my patrons for your continuing support. Catch you on the next one guys.